we have with us a friend, my former colleague, a TV personality, a lifestyle host, Amrita Gandhi. And yes, you guessed it right. She is related to Mahatma Gandhi. She is his great granddaughter. Amrita, thank you so much for talking to me.
Thank you, Ambika. It's so much fun to share a screen with you, because I've always watched you doing your shows, and I've had some shows happening at the same time, and I don't think been on the same screen, and it's fantastic and it's so much fun.
Lovely.
And by the way, we're also friends. You forgot to add that bit.
Awesome. I love Amrita, but that is tell me, you are, as I introduced you, Mahatma Gandhi's great-granddaughter. Tell us about some anecdotes and some stories about him that the rest of us don't know.
I was thinking about it, and what are some stories that people don't know? And there's a cute one about my dad, who was, I think, his youngest grandson. And he was just 2 or 3, and everybody thought that, Bapu used to be, take his prayer meetings very seriously. But at the prayer meetings, and he used to close his eyes, he used to have a game with my dad, who was just a little kid of 2, and he'd close his eyes and he'd apparently open and check to see if, the little 2-year-old Gopal was actually, praying earnestly or not. And it was a bit of a joke between them. Like, he'd open his eyes and then the little one would open his eyes, and then they'd be like, this little joke with each other. And so there was definitely a playful side to him, which I keep hearing about in the stories and anecdotes, because we always see him as a very revered person, which of course he is, and admired Indian sort of leader, father of the country, of the nation, but very playful side with his family, which I love hearing those stories.
So, Amrita, there's so much written about Mahatma Gandhi. He's the father of our nation. For you personally, what have been the biggest learning?
Well, my learnings are that I have so much that I need to learn, but probably can't. He's just somebody you cannot emulate, because he was just an incredibly rare kind of human being. But I wish that I could get some of that personal discipline, and that discipline to, how to live your day, let alone your whole life, just that personal discipline for one person's day, and how they, are so good with their time and manage their time and the hours they give for themselves and for countless people. So just having the time for yourself, making that time for yourself, and making time for your family, and then making time for the world, for society. So I would just like to at least start with the first, which is to learn how to make time for myself and, and be disciplined. And the other thing I learned was that era was very different to the one we live in today. And that was an era of personal sacrifice for the country. And that was what everyone did, not just our family, not just, Gandhi's family, but countless others who were part of the freedom struggle. Great sacrifice.
So, Amrita, you joined the wonderful world of television. Why?
Because I love being, I just love talking, and I love communicating. And I realized that when I was very young, that I was a pretty shy teenager, actually. But when I filled out a form, a career form, I was studying in England, and we all filled out a form about what we liked to do to find our potential careers. So I knew that whatever I did would not be a conventional desk job. And also it would be something where I would really be able to engage with people. And being in front of the camera, as you know, in NDTV, you learn on the job. So it didn't really matter to me whether I was in front of the camera or not. And it is something that we all got the opportunity to do. So I just did it, probably made a fool of myself in the beginning, but then got very comfortable.
You were amazing. And, I love your personal style of writing and communicating, which is so cool, so witty, so artistic. What is the formula? How did you get that?
I would say, if you ask me what the formula is, I would say hook the audience in the beginning. Catch them with something that's very personal and that's very relatable and that's very unexpected. And the second thing is just run away from cliches. Just avoid all cliches. And then that's what the two will make whatever you do original as a result. So you'll be really original in what you do.
Now, I know you worked at NDTV, where I had the pleasure of working with you. And then you also worked at Quint, where you were responsible for many videos that went viral. And today's social media generation wants a viral video. So what's the art of going viral?
There's two kinds of viral. One is like the audience generated viral, right? Something happened on the ground, someone filmed it, something funny or outlandish, outrageous happened, and that goes viral. The other viral is what people like us do. We're like made asked to do videos. We're professionals trying to create viral. So it's a different kind of viral. For that, I think you really need to be on the pulse of what young people are talking about. There's a lot of instinct involved. There was a time when people were talking about women's safety that was really, engaged and agitated about it. So you make content that speaks to that everyone's talking about it. So then you come up with what is the content you're going to make. Again, that has to be original. But the key is to be on the pulse of what people are thinking and feeling. I also feel for young people, work-life culture, like the extra hours at work. I mean, of course, before the pandemic and before work from home, that was a very big topic, like millennials and the hours of work and lack of time for themselves. That was another topic that you have to be on the pulse. And that way you can perhaps hope to create a video that goes viral, that you've deliberately made. And another way to do that is to actually watch a lot of viral videos, because then you know what is going viral. You can't recreate that video, but at least you know what people are feeling, what they're talking about.
Now, we've discussed your work, your ethnicity, which is half Gujarati, and the other is South Indian. And I think that has a huge impact on you. Tell us a bit about Chennai being home.
It's what I take for granted, Ambika. I feel a big part of me is South Indian, and I'm a South Indian in Delhi, and I'm a South Indian wherever I go, and I speak some Tamil, and it's just who I am. We can't really analyze where we are from and our mother tongues and all that. So, that's just who I am. I don't even know how it's an influence. It just is. It just is. I love filter coffee. I love cotton saris. I feel very at home in Madras. I've only lived there for a few years, but whenever I set foot there, I just feel smack at home. There's just something about the air.
You are a mother of two, a 10-year-old and an almost 4-year-old. And there is so much pressure for us as parents to be positive. How does one deal with that, since we're surrounded with such darkness because of the pandemic?
That is such a beautiful question. I really appreciate that question, Ambika, because as a mom, trying to stay positive for my children around this darkness is the biggest challenge, because there's so much worry. We're so worried for our families, for our friends, for everyone around us. There's so much collective grief. There's so much collective grief. And then how do you stay positive for your children and not let it permeate into them? I've learned that actually I just follow their lead. You have to just be with them when they are joyful, because they don't watch the news like we do. They don't know what's going on as much as we do. So when they're joyful, so when my toddler comes out to me and says, play with me, play with me, play with me, as much as my brain is too worried to play with her, I have to force myself to be with her in that moment so that we don't negate her joy. She has the joy. So I have to be able to meet her and be joyful. They will give us so much joy. And then you've got to spend time with them and do stuff like, let me do your makeup. And I just let her. I've let them do so many awful makeovers on me. You won't believe it. Just let them do it, because that's what's going to keep you sane. They are like ready-made stress busters. So you have to meet them where they are.
And before you say goodbye to us, Amrita, how about a performance? Maybe a song or something sweet. What are you going to do?
What do I perform for you, Ambika? You totally caught me off guard. Oh my God, what song do I sing for you now? Oh God, I can't. I'll be singing all these teeny bopper songs and look like a real fool. I'll be singing Driver's License and I'm singing all...
You're such a natural, you're so talented that you just don't know which one of your many talents to tap into.
Okay. I know we weren't perfect, but I've never felt this way for no one. Oh, and I just can't imagine how you could be so okay now that I'm gone. I guess you didn't need what you wrote in that song about me. You said forever, now I drive alone past your street. Okay, I got my driver's license a long time ago. Okay, I have no business to sing that song, but I'm all the over the hill people singing that song.
Amrita, when I see you, it just seems like you would have got your driver's license yesterday or today.
You're so cute, Ambika. Just wanted to say I'm so proud of you. I love being interviewed by you because no matter what's going on, you always show up, and you always, your work is so consistent and you're always there. So, that's really a big role that you play for people, because it gives them that continuity. It gives them that sense of, safety, really, because here's this girl, Ambika, she's putting out her content again. So I love that about you. I love it.
I love you. Thank you. Be safe. Stay safe. Thank you.
And same to you. Bye, sweetie. Bye.